How are you?
Good, man. Ah, there you go. There's always that awkward delay of the Zoom when the audio's. I had 5 minutes of it with Alice Cooper once. It was awkward. But
Are you sure? Are you sure was awake? Was he awake? Because he sleeps a lot.
he was awake. Yeah, but there was no sound for like 5 minutes, and then his tech was running around the background, and it was just me doing the mime thing. But
I hear you. And at that age, you're like just thinking maybe he's just thinking about the answer, right? Like I don't know if I should interrupt him.
yeah, just yeah, no, he was great. Hey man, it's great to talk to you. Finally, I'm slowly collecting my Panther collection, and I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. So it's great to have you on the show, brother.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
No worries, no worries. I like your little collection of guitar. Well, it's not little. I'm sure it goes all the way down that way. Collection
Well,
guitar.
it's not technically my collection. It's I work at the Guitar Center, and that's just the
Oh,
back wall.
oh, real? Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
just on a 5 minute break right now, but I'm gonna take as much time as you want.
excellent. Cool, man. Cool. Well, of course, the new Steel Panther album On The Prowl's out on February 24. And this is album number 6 for you guys, which sounds very close to sex if you're in New Zealand, because they say sex. But
Yes,
man, so many bangers on this album, and it's great. I've been cranking it into the car, listening to it while I was mowing the lawn. All
that's
okay.
great.
How you feeling about it?
It's we I feel great about it. I mean, we're really excited to just be putting another record out, and none of us have died of a heart attack yet, so we're really excited about that. And we still get laid on a regular basis, and people find that probably not very shocking because we're really good looking guys considering we're in our mid 70s. And but it was just really, we feel very strongly about this record. We love it. So every time we do a record, we just write songs and pick the best ones, and we always like the records that we put out. And that's the good thing about, we're not a radio band. We have to really worry about whether or not the songs do well on the radio or
Mm.
or go do well on the charts. We just release music that we like, and then our fans come along for the ride. And if we like it, we figure a lot of our fans will like it too. So we're happy about it.
It's a good time. It's a real good time. But it's fun as fuck. But underneath it, though, this is something I found about this one. It's got light-hearted, funny shit on there, but there's a little sprinkle of melancholy in there as well, which I found surprising. Like the single 1987 and the follow-up, which is Teleporter. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's definitely got a little bit of sadness in there.
Well, I mean, we're real people. I think a lot of people forget that even though we like to have a good time and we like to have sex with as many girls as possible,
Of course.
and we are, like most guys, we're obsessed with sex. I think that's to me that's a very vulnerable thing to say. Like we're sex addicts, and a lot of guys won't admit it, but we are real people, and it's writing a song like 1987 felt very natural to us because that is really the time that we know more than anything in
Yeah.
history. It's when we were in our prime, and I mean, arguably we're in our prime right now because we're still rocking as hard as ever. But that time was special to us because we own that time, and we embody it. And that's when you go to a Steel Panther show, you are going to experience the 80s. And to me, 1987 was a pinnacle year of the 80s. And writing it was sort of like it was cathartic. It was an homage to the time of that we love the most and that we're trying to keep alive. Trying to keep alive a time when guys wore makeup and hairspray and partied as hard as you could, and we weren't afraid to make sexist jokes and be misogynists, and it was, writing that song. There is a little bit of melancholy, a little. There's a lot of nostalgia in it, and I think it brings a lot of people that are older back to that time and that feeling that you had when you saw Tawny Katane on the cover, on the hood of a car. and when Van Halen broke up, and you were really sad that Van Halen broke up, but you also had this deep hope that, you know what, they're still young, they're going to get back together. And it's more sad listening to that song, knowing that David Lee Roth and Eddie can't get back together now, right? They can't, so it almost makes you well up in sadness that great hope that you had for Van Halen getting back together is now definitely a thing of the past. Like, they're not going to get together in that way. But it's still it's a great song to listen to, and it brings you back to that time. And it's one of the many songs on this record that I love in its own way, because it's in the past, but it's also very much Steel Panther. It brings you back to 1987 in a different way.
Absolutely. 2 seconds, man. Hey, can you jump off the internet, please? Huxley. My son is also chewing up the internet, and it keeps going. He keeps going unstable, and he's like playing his Roblox or whatever, which is
okay. Well, I'm not. You're not glitchy over here. I can see fine. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's like we're all the way down the arse end of the world here, man. You know what I mean? Like, our internet is like 2 cans with a string, and there's a little mouse on a wheel.
When you said 2 cans, for some reason, because you're in Australia, I pictured two birds, two cans.
Yeah. We've got those. Yeah, that's what they're doing, and that's how internet works down here in Australia.
Exactly.
And they're just fed Vegemite and bananas. But
exactly.
But another song on here is on the Instagram, and this is something I think a lot of people have experienced. But we're moving into the future here, and I think it's going to be way more scary now that we've got this AI stuff going on. You're not even gonna know, man. You're gonna have people walking around with like paper bags on their heads with screens. You won't even know who you're having relations with. You know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people just don't know it yet. We're already at a point where people are starting to wake up that like a whole lot of people online that you think are real are really not real at all. Like, I mean, if you go on a dating app now, 98% of the people are just fake. It's all fake.
Yeah.
And like, there's just, it's done for a reason. There's a lot of reasons why it's all fake, why it's all AI. First of all, AI can be very convincing, right? So any line that it can influence people's opinion. It can influence elections, and clearly it can influence guys on dating apps that have wallets, right? Yes. So you want to get laid, so you want that piece of ass, and you're like, well, okay, cool, it told me to go here, and she's on this website, and in order to talk to her I have to pay $10. Okay, $10 it's only $10. I'll just pay $10. But if you get like millions of guys paying $10, obviously you got a good business going on. So there's a lot of AI online. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is. I would say it's at least 60 or 70% of people are like, people that you think are real are fake. Yeah. If you go on if you go on a Instagram page and somebody's got 2 million followers, do you really think that 2 million people are following that person? Probably not. There's probably 1.5 that are fake at least. And out of the real people, how many are actually engaged? Probably not a lot, right? So it's a crazy time that we live in. But on your Instagram, I mean, it's so amazing. The thing that amazes me about it is that so many people know it's fake, and they know that even if you're dealing with a real person, a lot of the pictures are set up. A lot of the angles are perfect. Girls look perfect, but it doesn't stop people from looking. They're like, "Oh my God, yeah!" They keep scrolling, right?
And that's how you fool them, right? That's why
that's how you what?
That's how you fool the world with AI, and no one's going to know nothing anymore. It's all going to be catfishing, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's all catfishing, but you know that everybody's on there, and everybody's hooked. Everybody's hooked in, right?
Yeah.
So you can't leave, and as soon as you get fed up with it, you go, oh fuck this, I can't look at this anymore. I'm off social media. I'm not gonna do it. Then you get bored, and 5 minutes later you're scrolling again. It's like it's a horrible trap.
But that's a good track. I like the honesty in it. There's a lesson to be learnt there, people.
Thank you. Yeah,
there's a lesson to be learnt.
I think this album for sure. There's a lot of humor, but there's a lot of songs where you can be, and then actually like feel. You know, one of my favorite. It is the way that I feel, you know, if nothing is real on this in this world,
yeah,
you know, and that could pertain to a lot of stuff in the world that we're living now, because you look at stuff on the media and you look at stuff everywhere, and you really have a hard time like figuring out like what's real. Why are we still so emotionally invested in it?
That's right.
But we can't help but be. It's pretty interesting. But so yeah, we're going into the social commentary with Steel Panther now, but you know, it's still fun and it's still humorous, and if you don't laugh about it, you'll cry. So
that's right. That's what gets us through, man, through these dark times. But mate, talking about Guitar Center that you're in, mate, you just recently also released the 1987 pedal, and I love the infomercial you did for it. No free steak knives though. You know, usually you get some steak knives, but that's all right. You can't please everybody. But when it comes to designing these pedals and the sounds, where do you even start? Because it's endless. Continue mad.
Well, it is. It's similar. You know, it's similar to writing a Steel Panther record, to be honest with you, because there's the subject matter is endless with the world, but with Steel Panther, it usually gets narrowed down to the things that we like the most, you know, like pussy and drugs and all these, you know, but what I think a lot of people don't understand is there is, because I hear people online go, well, they're going to be done. This is it for them. They're not going to be able to do another record. You know, they should have stopped 5 albums ago, but there's always new ways to approach the same subject matter. And it's a similar thing with the foot pedals, because, you know, foot pedals to me are super fun because I play guitar.
Yes.
And I think a lot of guitar players look at it like, you know, I don't necessarily need you to reinvent the wheel. And nobody wants Steel Panther to reinvent the wheel either. We're not going to be Radiohead. We're not going to like suddenly come up with a bunch of new computer sounds and go beep. You know, we're not going to do that. We're going to have guitar riffs. We're going to have drum beats, and we're going to have bass lines, and we're going to have bitchin' vocals, and we're going to write a song. And with the foot pedal, we're going to have probably one of a few sounds. Like we've got 2 distortion pedals, the butthole burner and the pussy melter. We've got a delay pedal, you know, and the poontang boomerang.
Yes.
And we've got 1987 just combines a delay and a distortion pedal, but it puts it in one pedal, and it turns it into a bitchin' looking pedal, you know, and I think that's part of it, like a pedal that, you know, it's part of your collection. It's just like guitars, right? Like I've got more guitars than I need. All I need is one, but it's way cooler to have 25. You know,
it's true.
I just end up with 25 for some reason. I keep collecting them, and I'm not going to say no to a new guitar. It's like, you know, they all look different. They all play different. They all sound different. And it's just like girls. Like, why would I just fuck one? You know?
See, it's like me with action figures. You know, why would I just have one? It keeps my virginity intact at the age of 40. So I'm with you, pal.
There you go.
You know, hey, there you go.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, right?
It's it, hey, and makes the spouses very angry. But what about you? You got heaps and heaps coming up this year. Like your tour dates are insane. Like looking at it, like You've got a big
Yeah,
run.
we've got a big run coming up. Once on the day that the album comes out, we start right here in Las Vegas where I am now, and then we just tour the States for a little while, and then we go to the UK in May, and we're doing a few gigs out there, and then we're gonna probably try to book up the rest of the year, and hopefully we'll be back down where you are very, very soon, because we love playing down there. Our Australian fans are as good as it gets. So
you were just here. You were
yeah,
just here. And, yeah, man. I missed it. I was real bummed. I got sick, so I couldn't be there.
Well, hopefully we'll be back down there soon. We love coming down there, and it was a long time since we were there because of the lockdowns and such, and we want to get down there as much as possible before we all get locked down again.
Absolutely. And you need to have shirts that say "Arse Australia."
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Tits.
I'll give you royalties for that.
Australia. No, just make the shirt and I'll buy one. See?
There you go.
Writes itself. But mate,
it does.
It's been awesome hanging out with you on the show this morning. And I apologize for our shit internet. But we've had
that's okay. I didn't really notice. It seems great. The toucans are great.
Yeah, they're doing their job.
Great.
They're just smashing their beaks and mating over in the corner. That's
why they get paid the big bucks with bananas and kiwis.
That's right. But brother, it's been awesome hanging out with you on this show. We'll have all the links to On The Prowl down here and on the website. Brother, you take care. Have a kick-ass tour, and we will see you in Australia very soon, I hope. Us Australia.
Very soon. Absolutely. Thank you.